Hello, welcome back to Too Many Books. My name is Sean, and today we have a Chiroptera Press unboxing. This, my friends, is Volume 2 of the H.P. Lovecraft Variorum editions, as edited and introduced. Does Joshi introduce each of the volumes, or is he just, having edited and collected and annotated the volumes? I don't know if he necessarily introduced each one. But anyways, this was published some time back by Hippocampus Press. Nice little trade edition. I believe you can still buy the Hippocampus Press edition, so you don't have to go with a fancy hardcover edition. But me, however, I always want a nice hardcover edition of H.P. Lovecraft, and I figure what better... I've got like the Barnes & Noble collected edition that kind of crams it all in with Bible paper. But I want a nice edition, one that's illustrated by Karmazid, like this one is. So there we have it, my friends. Volume 2, which collects his fiction from 1926 to 1930. So S.T. Joshi, a scholar of the weird fiction, who, he gets around with these small presses. Like I said, even though this was originally published by Hippocampus, he's done plenty of weird fiction editing for Centipede. He's working with Conversation Tree Press, and he's working with Chiroptera on this wonderful cloth-bound editions. Which, like I said, it is technically a reprinting of the Hippocampus edition, but with added illustrations by Karmazid. But I am all for it. Nice sewn binding. Interesting, it's got a 2024 copyright date. I wonder if that's just, it was originally intended to be 2024, and that's just where it, happened. So this collects his fiction that he wrote when he returned to Providence. Includes some very, very, well-known fiction that, there's an introduction, by the way. Call of Cthulhu, anybody, the Color Out of Space, the Dunwich Horror, History of the Necronomicon. There is a ton of great works within this volume alone. So here are the abbreviations used. How about this? Being a Variorum, did I say it correctly? Variorum edition? Variorum edition, meaning that it is the most collected, the most up-to-date, the most impactful edition out there. He is grabbing works from the most reliable sources he can, whether the notes are from the author's autograph manuscript, the John Hay Library, whether omitted, selected letters, or typed manuscripts. He is going to go all out with annotations here. We have editor's notes. We have Karmazid's illustrations. You can see these notes all throughout the bottom of the pages here, kind of hanging out near the bottom of the margins. I did the unboxing for the first volume. I can't remember. Did Karmazid do one for each story? It seems like he must have. That Pickman's model, that is a horrifying illustration. Pickman's model is another one of the very, very famous Lovecraft stories. It's been adapted a couple times, too. I think it was, didn't they do Pickman's model in Guillermo del Toro's Cabinet of Curiosities very recently? I'm pretty sure Pickman's model is one of the ones featured there. Seriously, look at this. That's the text of the actual short story. Those are editor's notes. If you are looking for a absolute compendium of Lovecraft, then the Variorum edition is probably the way to go. Unfortunately, these hardcover editions from Chiroptera are completely sold out, or at least the first two volumes are. Volumes 3 and 4 haven't gone on sale yet. But you have to go to the secondary market if you want these editions. But as I mentioned, this was previously published by Hippocampus Press. You're going to have the same great contents. You won't have the cloth binding, the sewn binding, or the illustrations by Karmazid. But if you're looking for just the text itself, they'll hook you up. But man, this is exceptional. Obviously, it's very easy to find copies of H.P. Lovecraft's works. I mean, you can find like compendiums anywhere books are sold. Like I mentioned that Barnes & Noble edition, which I think was like $25. That is the complete fiction of Lovecraft. But I mean, you're going to have smaller Bible paper. You're not going to have, you're not going to have the great quality binding or the notes. I mean, let's go back what was that page I just flipped through here where half of the page was taken up with annotations. Right there. Look at a third of the page. I am all for it. Somebody asked on the first video, volume 1, if these were censored, and they are not. At least they shouldn't be. I mean, being a Variorum edition, it is absolutely being as faithful to the original intended work. Look at those! Wow! It is being as faithful to the original intended work as humanly possible, without busting out the Necronomicon and trying to bring Lovecraft back from the dead. Not that it would do that with his Necronomicon. That you're kind of jumping over to like the Evil Dead Necronomicon in order to do that. But I mean, Joshi, St. Joshi, is very much a purist when it comes to this stuff. He's very outspoken. He was outspoken about the World Fantasy Awards that used to have the Lovecraft bust as the award. He was very outspoken when they changed the design over some more controversial views that Lovecraft had. And yeah, Lovecraft did have some controversial views. They might not have been as controversial at the time when Lovecraft had those views. Unfortunately, they have not aged well in the years to follow. And Joshi is very much one who wants to preserve the work. I know Joshi has some controversial views of his own. He's very strongly opinionated, which, that's a man as well-read as well-versed as he in the realm of weird fiction is going to be well-opinionated. It is what it is. But he is very much a purist about making sure that these works are not censored in any way, that they are presented in as crisp and as complete a volume as they can, and that is what you are getting with the Variorum editions. So anyways, you'd have to go to the secondary market or other sellers to pick up the Chiroptera Press editions as such. But Hippocampus Press does have the copies as well. I think those are all paperback copies, but hey, they get the job done, and you're going to still get the same great insight that Joshi is bringing to Lovecraft's oeuvre. But anyways, thank you guys very much for watching. Please consider subscribing to the channel here. I do at least one book review a week, plenty of unboxing videos in between here and there. I am a very big fan of Chiroptera Press. They're a new kid on the block over the past few years, but they have been doing exceptional work. I have a whole playlist of unboxings that I've done by them, and I am very much looking forward to picking up volumes 3 and 4 and whatever other titles I can from Chiroptera, so be sure to be on the lookout for that. They do have plenty of other titles available on the website. Unfortunately, Lovecraft is sold out, but they're like the House of Thomas Ligotti. They have a whole bunch of Ligotti titles on there. Some of which are still available. They have some Ted Klein titles that are still available on there. Plenty for you to pick at. If you want to see them in video format, check out the playlist that this is a part of, and you can see them for yourself before deciding to take the plunge. Anyways, thank you again for watching. Check out Chiroptera Press. Check out H.P. Lovecraft, and we'll see you around next time.